got my phone on cinematic because this is a cinematic situation. Come on, man. Sit right here. Take a car ride with me, everybody. Uncle Debo got a story to tell. How's everybody doing? All my nieces and nephews, man. You know what it is. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You comment, I comment back. It's your favorite uncle at the barbecue. All that good shit, man. Now, you know what I noticed? 7 years ago. I'm going to take it back to myself. Right? That's when I was on Champion with Jay Black. And, I was kind of frequent on there. Me and Jay Black was, doing the commentating and, talking out shit on his Champion channel. Champion. Salute to Jay Black. And I noticed something, man. I noticed this is a gladiator sport. And we talk shit crazy. And you never know who talking shit can affect. And you know what I'm saying? How talking ish could just build up over time after time. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're in this game, as far as the battle rap game and whatnot. If you're on a down, everything got its life, got its peaks and valleys. If you on a down, people are gonna talk shit about you, and it's gonna just be, like dominoes. One person after another person after another person, they're gonna see that's the thing to do, is to talk about said person when they're down in the battle rap game. And some comments, people don't know how to control themselves professionally, and they'll just go off kilter and talk extra crazy, which is very unnecessary. But now when I say 7 years ago, I seen that we was talking about the K-Shine and J Mill battle, right? And salute to K-Shine and J Mills. J Mills was just coming into the game. I don't know, I'm not gonna say that was his first return versus K-Shine. I really don't know, to be honest with you. I'm a historian, and I don't like to put out false facts, but I'll research that later. I should have researched it back before this blog, but it is what it is. It's car ride blog. And everybody was, talking against Mills, even myself. I'm not even gonna sit here and hold you, act like I wasn't talking, against Mills. I even called him an industry nigga, which I was wrong to do, and every man who can admit his faults is a better man for it. And I apologize to Mills for that, because Mills is not an industry nigga. Well, he was, due to the fact that he was in the industry and shit, but, he's a twofer. He's a hybrid like myself, because I was an industry nigga, so who am I to talk shit? But anyway, Mills is an architect, man. I can say that today as we speak. The past is what it is, but now is what's now. And I'm saying out of my own mouth to all the homies, Mills is an architect. J Mills is an architect. You know what I'm saying? He's been around. He's laid the groundwork for a lot of people that's out here doing it today. You know what I'm saying? So me being the genuine person that I am, trying to keep it as 100 as possible. I want to let all the homies know that's on my channel, that's listening to anything historic about any MC or any artist. That's how it's going down. If it wasn't for J Mills and shit, a lot of people probably wouldn't be inspired to battle. You understand? He was damn near like on a Cassidy run. I don't know about no 5,000 battles, but he was on block to block to block in Harlem. Going against every MC and shit like that. He even told his story a little bit, He said he quote unquote got his ass kicked battle rap wise by Head Ice and shit. And after that, he would never, let that happen to him again. And then he became the J Mills that he is, from Mook versus J Mills, the state builder. Now, what you see on the cameras and what you hear off camera are all, different telling stories and shit like that. The battle that we seen with J Mills versus Mook was very historic, very classic, very legendary. And the crazy shit is, it was deemed like it came off a Smack DVD, which it did, but a lot of other cameramen and entities and DVDs or whatever, had that battle as well, because I don't think it was just for Smack DVD. I think all the camera dudes who had cameras and doing DVDs and all that shit was called to the state building and say, yo, come out, you got J Mills versus Mook and shit like that. So there was a time when we championed Mills because he was one of the battle rappers that was actually good, that got a deal. And you got to remember, and when battle rap was around, you did battle rap and you battled in the streets, battled wherever you could just to get a record deal. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people couldn't do that. Some did, some didn't. But Mills did it at a high level due to the fact that he was with Young Money, with Wayne, Drake, and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? He was potentially one of the ones to blow and shit. He could make music. And once I speak about blow, you know what I'm saying? One of Blow was the production company he came from. Salute to those guys. So it's funny how things work, because when Smack, you know, became URL, that's where Mook, Lux, Iron Solomon, I would just say them, you know what I'm saying, as a high peak, took advantage of that situation and got with URL and became who they are today. In a sense, especially Mook and Lux became the pillars of the sport that you see on camera today and shit. So in that regard, Mills missed the YouTube era where you're going from league, you know what I'm saying, from Smack, URL, or whatever, King of the Dot, Queen of the Ring, RBE, We Go Hard, you know what I'm saying, that era, the YouTube era where the battle leagues flourished and all the battle rappers under whatever umbrella flourished with them. And Mills is off doing his music shit, you understand? And people probably perceive that as being arrogant, and you know, he didn't come back around, I guess, for that time when motherfuckers was on the come up and shit like that in the YouTube era, from Grind Time too, I gotta mention them. And pretty much, I'm guessing he wasn't around because he was busy being an artist, which you know, that's what you're supposed to be doing and stuff. So a lot of people say he got dropped from a label, from Young Money and all that shit. I've never said that, but from what I'm hearing, he just left. He like fell back because shit just wasn't working out the way he planned it to work out and stuff. He got his accolades, got his plaques, as far as the gold plaques, I guess platinum plaques or whatever and shit like that. But he wanted to rebrand himself in a place where, you know, he started at, and rightfully so, because he was the architect, and the architect was able to come back home and build from what, you know, he put together and shit. And, you know, even if the house is already built by other people and shit like that, he started, you know, to build that house. He built the foundation, if you will. So, you know, with the return, K-Shine was on a massive, crazy, retarded run and shit like that. K-Shine was just back to back, getting extra crazy and whatnot. And Mills tried his hand in going against one of the best when he came to battle on RBE and whatnot. And it just didn't work out well for him. And he learned what everybody else learned, from what Mook learned, what Lux learned and shit, but he learned at a time where they already learned it as far as Mook and Lux and shit. He had to learn at his time. What he learned is that, you know, this is a different game, different rules apply, different energy, different things are going on around here. So, you know, we know the J Mills that we see today that's clever, that's smart, that can read the room and shit. You know, he didn't get a chance to read that room. And you know, a lot of people chastised him for it. A lot of people laughed behind his back in front of him, with front of him, whatever, what have you, and shit like that. And, you know, lo and behold, man, the straw that broke the camel's back. And he said, man, fuck this shit, man. The MC in him didn't want to quit. Probably the man himself, who knows, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I'm not going to tell his story, but if I know a great MC, which I know J Mills to be, the MC in him said, nah, I'm not quitting. We not doing this. And it was hard to get a battle on stage because, you know, right now battle rap is on a, you know what I'm saying, it's peaks and valleys with battle rap and shit, you know what I'm saying? And to get that aesthetic and optics on a stage, to have your bars look and sound right and all that shit, that's a hard thing to do, you know what I'm saying? And the last battle he had, I'm guessing it was John, where a lot of people was like crickets for him, and, you know, yay for John and shit like that. Even, you know, we all know that they was in Yonkers and shit, so, you know, John had the home field advantage, of course, but Mills was spitting some shit. Niggas just didn't want to give it up for him. But, you know, lo and behold comes this DNA and Good situation and shit, and I guess something just must have snapped in him and said, yo, I'm decided this shit, fuck that shit. And lo and behold, you get Black Glove Millsy, you know what I'm saying? And that was a great rebranding, you know what I'm saying? That was smart, that was calculating, that was, you know, survival that is survival that should be studied. You understand? Because now his YouTube is up, and he's giving you all y'all the right information as far as saying, you know, hey, look what I did. You should do it too. You know, he's not saying fuck the stage and fuck battle rap and all that shit. He's saying, yo, man, build your brand. You know what I'm saying? Don't depend on everybody else to get your bag or get to the bag and shit like that. Don't depend on everybody else. Depend on yourself. Gamble on yourself for the win, as we all should and shit. So, nieces and nephews, man, this is a telling tale of never give up, 1. Never laugh at anybody when they's down, 2. And 3, rebrand yourself and believe in yourself, man. Things could happen for you. Never give up. And that's just what it is. I would like to say salute to Jay Mills, you know what I'm saying? And in our culture, we reference accolades and giving props to people and compliments like this as D-riding or D-eating and shit. I don't like to say that dick word. You know me, I be getting crazy when niggas that try to disrespect me. But nah, man. In the culture we're in, black culture, hip-hop culture and shit like that, we have to learn to be more respectful towards the people that's out there trying to get it, or that made a situation happen. Because now with the success that he's gaining, now the battle rappers and whoever other people are looking for his downfall or looking for a way to make an excuse as to why he got that success. Why did he get that? Oh, he got the momentum. Oh, he's such and such or whatever and shit like that. Nah, man. Sometimes you just gotta give props where props is due. I'm using the word props because I don't know no other way. You know what I'm saying? Props is an old school term. You know, it's your uncle at the barbecue. But yeah, man. Sometimes you gotta sit back and be like, yo, man, salute to you, man. You did it. Or be inspired by what the fuck he did and shit like that. So, you know, he gave us, you know, one thing I would say lastly is Jay Mills gave us a new genre. It's always been there. So let me say he reinvigorated a genre. You know what I'm saying? He put the jumper cables to that genre and, you know, revived it and whatnot. And that's battle rapping on the beat. That's his battling on the beat. That's his diss records. That's been going on for eons, since back in the days and shit like that. And I, for one, love it. You know what I'm saying? Because you get to see an artist create from the ground up. You get to hear an artist's rhythm, his thought process, his flows, you know, his metaphors, his similes, you know, his compound rapping, his multi-syllable, you know, all that good shit, all the good terminology and shit like that. And it makes it enjoyable. You know what I'm saying? That's the key word, is enjoyable, because you could play it over and over and over again. Instead of hearing like a round that's gonna last 10 minutes in an acapella setting and hear all this background noise and everybody oohing and ahhing and pretty much gassing up a MC and shit. You don't know shit is good and bad and whatever. You get to hear at least a 3, 4, 5 minute song and determine for yourself what's good and what's bad. You know what I'm saying? Due to, you know, due to your heart up here, all that shit that connects and vibe with you. You know what I'm saying? Jay Mills, by no stretch of the word, is ass when it comes to these fucking diss records. Niggas try to play that shit like, oh, this is the only reason why. No, that nigga fire. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I was a Jay Mills fan and shit like that. I told y'all since 7 years ago, I was popping it and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And that was only because, you know what I'm saying, because the reputation, not reputation, but, you know, the shit that was just going on, and what everybody was saying, like, oh, he's just trying to come back in the game and get a bag and shit because he don't got no deal no more, this, that, and the third, or, oh, you know what I'm saying, he really wasn't for the culture, he wasn't around when everybody was around. And nah, you know what I'm saying, sometimes you gotta give a man grace, give him respect, you know what I'm saying, let them do what they do. But we wouldn't get Black Glove Millsy today had the niggas that he, you know what I'm saying, was popping it on him and getting crazy with him, wouldn't be getting crazy on him, you know what I'm saying? So things happen for a reason. Nieces and nephews, things happen for a reason and shit. And here we are, 2026. I love it because I want to see battle rappers not be lazy no more. You know what I'm saying? If a nigga ghostwrite for you, you're not a battle rapper. You're not an artist. You're a performer. You understand? So I like to see an artist go in the booth, write their shit, go in the booth, get a fire beat, put a video together, and show their artistry, man. Because that's what it was meant to be in the first fucking place. And shit. Don't you know battle rap is performative art if it's not, you know what I'm saying, on a beat. I mean, excuse me, on an acapella, it's just performance art. You love battle rap as much as the next person. Trust me, I'm an architect, nigga. I laid down the foundation for a lot of shit that's happening here today. But I want to see battle rap in all its glory. And I, for one, am here for that 2026. Salute to Mills. Go check out my video about the top 3. I said Cassidy, J Mills, and Mickey Fax are the top 3 in the battle rap this era and shit. And yeah, man, even though they was in the industry, they still helped lay the groundwork, man, for battle rap and shit, as you know, concerned the Mills and shit like that. And listen, man, watch who you talk crazy to. This is the big homie. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, please, man. We here. You understand? It's your big homie, nieces and nephews at the barbecue, the favorite guy. 1.